For people always talking about Xbox, not having any games to play, um, why is it that I play my Xbox Series X more than my PS5, and I have more to play on my Series X? Is it weird? I mean, I'm not playing anything particularly new on it. I'm not saying that all these brand new games are lit coming out. Oh yeah, I'm playing old games. I'm playing old crap. All right. What am I playing right now on my Series X? Well, guess what? I'm playing my Fallout New Vegas. All right. For like I don't remember how many times I've played through that game, but I'm trying to do an NCR run only. Like side with the NCR, do what they say, because I've never done that before on New Vegas. So I'm trying to get a new, fresh experience. I always experience new things in there. I'm trying to get all the star bottle caps and turn it into so I can get the achievement on that. So yeah, there's tons of stuff to do in New Vegas, and there's tons of stuff to do on Series X. I'm playing through Quake 2 remastered, which is one of the best remasters this generation, because not only do they include Quake 2, but they include Quake 264, Machine Games. The guys from the modern day Wolfenstein games. They made maps particularly for this remaster, so to make fresh new experience for Quake. Now I love the Quake series. I've never beaten a Quake game, so I want to run through this Quake 2. Awesome game. It's a timeless classic. I mean, there's so many cool things about that game that I love. I love the level design. I mean, I hate the maze level design, how I always get lost, but I always end up working my way and finding my way out of it without looking up a walkthrough, which is good. I don't like doing walkthroughs. I don't like looking up a YouTube video just to skip through it. Oh, okay, he's at this part, and then watch 10 seconds of it and then go on with it myself. To me, it's an inconvenience, a waste of time, and I don't like doing that, but sometimes I have no choice but to do it. Luckily, I haven't been able to do that with Quake 2, because Quake 2 is a beast. I love my favorite first person shooter of all time is Fear, and I don't have to do any walkthroughs of that game at all. It's just I play it, I work my way through the level, and then if I'm dying a lot, I'll just reassess my strategy and go through it, and then I ended up doing it because I played through Fear Files. I played that earlier this year, the Fear Files game. Love the Extraction Point. I love Perseus Mandate. Those DLCs are some of the best DLCs you'll ever play in your lives. But anyways, back to Quake 2. Awesome. I just love the shooting. I love the guns. Awesome shotgun. It's a little weak at times when you get to the stronger enemies, but it's an awesome game, and I love the music. It's probably better than Doom's music overall. I love Doom. I love just everything about Quake 2. It's awesome. I played for 30 minutes. I'm happy. I get an achievement that's 50 points. I'm happy. So, and what's funny is all the achievements are diamonds. That just shows you that nobody's playing this game, sadly, and nobody cares about Quake. But I hope we see Quake 3 Arena. I hope we see Quake 4 remasters for both. And then I hope this leads to a new Quake game from Machine Games or id Software, or whoever wants to develop these new Quake games. But I would love a new Quake game. I love these type of shooters. They're so good. So I also tried out Serious Sam, which is also Game Pass. Siberian Mayhem. That game seriously sucks. It really does. I like Serious Sam, but I get bored of them fast, unfortunately. The only one that I came close to beating was the one on PS2. I think it was called Serious Sam First Encounter or Second Encounter or something like that. But it was on PS2, and that was the only one I came close to beating because I wanted to be a Serious Sam game, and I gave up. But anyways, I'm playing a lot more other things. Like I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 on PS5. That's a PS4 game, but it looks good. It still looks good, obviously. I mean, it better look good. It's been 2016. That wasn't that long ago, even though it kind of has been. But at the same time, 2016 graphics are not bad graphics. But I love I love the world of Final Fantasy 15. I love the atmosphere about it. I love the charm behind it. The side missions are kind of cool, and then they kind of get stale because, it's kind of like the more of the same. You go to an area, and I don't like going to an area. Oh, I got to worry about it getting dark, and now I got to go back in there, and it just adds a little bit of strategy, a little bit of anxiety to it that I'm not particularly like. But I like what the game offers in some ways, just not the biggest fan of it. It's something that I normally don't play, but I definitely, sometimes like to do that, getting out of your comfort zone. I feel like a lot of these guys, the reason why we see a lot of people just play Call of Duty, Fortnite, freaking 2K, GTA, they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They're comfortable what they're in, and they just play that. I've never personally beat a Final Fantasy game, and I'd like to do that. Unfortunately, I have to be a fraud and beat Final Fantasy 15. I wanted to say beat like an old PS1 version of Final Fantasy, but it has to be 15. I don't know. I had 15 on in my library for a year now, and I kind of wanted to play it because I don't like having my games sit in my library for too long. Otherwise, it'll start to just, it'll eat at me all the time. Like, you better play that game, buddy. You better play that game. It's been on there for too long. So I say, screw it, let's do it. And then if it don't grab me within a certain amount of time, and boy, believe me, it does not take very long for me to give up on a game. 20 minutes is all it takes for me. If they don't grab me in 20 minutes, I'm done. Unfortunately, like I played a little bit of Arkham Knight, and I had to do this like puzzle, right? I was playing Arkham Knight on PS4. By the way, that game looks very blurry and just trash on PS5. It needs to be enhanced. It needs to be like remastered because that game looks like trash. I feel like if it was remastered, it would spark me back up and wanting me to play it. But that game is very claustrophobic. Like I'm in a Batmobile, and I'm like, there's like stuff all around me. It's a tiny little area to jump off this ramp, and it's just not a lot of room to maneuver around. But there's this area, and like I had to go inside, and I couldn't figure out how to get inside, so I just uninstalled the game. I didn't want to feel like putting effort into it at that time. I was in a weird mood. Sometimes I do that. I just uninstall the game unexplainably. I just do it, unfortunately. I'm not, and that doesn't mean I'm never playing the game again. I just don't want to particularly deal with it right now at that point in time. I could probably play it a year from now and change my mind. Like, I've played several games like that where I'm like, all right, I'm done with this trash, and then I end up liking the game. What's a good example of that? I want to get my thing back on while I talk. But yeah, New Vegas is great, and I just can't get enough of New Vegas. I've played that game on PS3 for so many times, so many years, and I still get coming back to it. And by the way, guess what? After I'm done with New Vegas, I get to go to Starfield. So I'm not going to be running out of games anytime soon. Okay, so anyways, the game that I was referring to, one of the games I should say, the games that I played and uninstalled right away, the original Grid from, actually not the original Grid, but the reboot Grid from 2019. I've installed that game 3 different times, and all 3 of those times I've uninstalled the game within 5 minutes. I'm like, this game's trash, uninstall. And then I play it. I just recently installed it yesterday and played it. I'm like, wow, this is great. I can't believe I passed this up. I uninstalled it. Like, I'm playing the game and I'm enjoying it again. So, and of course, let's be honest, the racing genre right now is dry. So, that was probably a good time for me to play it because there's nothing really to play right now in the racing genre. Except for maybe Lego 2K Drive, which I personally love. I played a trial of that. But it's stupid that it's $70, and not only that, but it's owned by 2K. Meaning, there's a bunch of crap behind it that I want no part of. By the way, speaking of racing games, Forza Motorsport comes out October 9th, which is not not too far away. It's around my birthday, and the Crew Motorsport. I tell you what, I played the beta of the Crew Motorsport. Awesome game. I loved it. I hated Crew 2, but I love this one, and I love the graphics. I love the world. I love that it takes place in Hawaii. It's awesome. I love. I didn't want to stop the beta, but I did. Only one reason, because I couldn't continue my progress. My progress wasn't carrying over. So I'm like, well, if my progress is carrying over, why am I even playing this? Because I'm gonna have to do it all over again in the main game anyways. So I uninstalled the game. I enjoyed what I played out of it. I already know that I'll like it. I don't need to play the game more to feel like, am I really gonna like this more after 5 more hours? You know, I don't need to play it more. So I uninstalled the game just because I don't want to, play all this crap again after I just played it. But yeah, I have downloaded Red Dead 1. Okay, check this out. This is my last rant, then I'll turn this off. My last rant on Red Dead 1. Okay, the multiplayer for me, I figured was hacked for years. I remember playing on PS3, couldn't get into a lobby. It was just it wouldn't let me in. I tried playing it on PS3, and I couldn't ever get in. And it would be an infinite load screen and would lock up. Well, just recently this week, I played it. And I was like, holy moly, I can't believe I got into a lobby. And it was like tons of people in there. It was like 12 or 13 guys in there. And I'm like, well, let me try to get into a free roam or like a death match. It kicked me out back to the main game. And I'm like, oh man, it sucks. Okay. So I try again. It was trying to search, and it was still not perfect, but eventually on the third try, I got in. And then what happened was, I was like getting completely destroyed, but I was having fun because I'm like, wow, I can't believe I actually got in. And this was a full lobby. And they were playing the gold where you gotta like put the gold into the treasure chest, which is an awesome mode that isn't in Red Dead 2. But I loved playing the multiplayer for Red Dead 1. The problem is that all my stuff is completely erased because I'm playing on 360. I don't have my PS3 data still on there. I have to start all over. So that's the only negative for me. But yeah, it's awesome. I love this. I love Red Dead. I love Red Dead 1. It's a shame that Rockstar put it up for $50 on PS4 and Switch. What are people? Are they out of their mind for even paying that or defending that? That's inexcusable for charging that. But there's not even a native PS5 version either. So you know that the PS5 version is not even native 4K. It's like a checkerboard 4K because the PS4 doesn't even do native 4K. So you're still better off playing the Series X version. However, I did watch Digital Foundry video, and there is footage of jagged edges on the Series X version. Now, if you play the PS4 version, it's more cleaner, but I don't think it's fully 4K because it can't be 4K because the output on PS4 Pro isn't 4K. It's just 4K checkerboard, which is still good. It's still good. I'm not trying to say that checkerboard is bad. It's just if you have an option to play in true 4K, then do it. Don't just piddle around and play checkerboard. Anyways, that's really it. Red Dead is still awesome, but I'm not supporting that crap PS4 version. Hopefully they'll put a PS5 version. I don't think they will. I think what happened was the source code for that game is still difficult, and they still had, because that game went through development hell, and it's difficult to get that game running at like 60 FPS, even though emulators have clearly done it now. Xenia has been out for a while now, been running that game at 60 FPS. Something about the source code I think Rockstar is struggling with, which is why it came and released at the state that it did release in. 30 FPS, 4K. That's it's the Xbox version. You know, it looks similar to Xbox. That's my only, excuse behind that. Like, what happened, an explanation. I think it's just the source code is difficult. So that's really my only explanation, logical explanation behind that, on why there wasn't a native PS5 version. Because people were going to expect a higher quality at 60 FPS, and they don't have it. Anyways, that's it. That's my rant over. Just endless rambling, nonstop about video games and what I've been playing, and what I've been enjoying, and what I like and what I don't like. But anyways, that's it. And I like that. That was very relieving. I feel better about myself. Maybe we'll do it again.